Hi there. Welcome to the Pesky Paul Show. I'm Jerry. I'm your host. Today we're going to be talking about who was the best clutch hitter in the history of the Red Sox, or at least in the last 60 years when I've been around. And who was the one guy you'd want out there pitching if the game was on the line, if the season was on the line. Uh, who do you trust the most over the last 60 years? I'm going to give you the answers to that too. So let's get started. First, let's look at the hitters. Uh, I have five guys circled off as the best clutch hitters the Red Sox have had in my lifetime. Number five is Freddie Lynn. Fred was the Rookie of the Year in 1975. He was also the most valuable player in 1975. He also won the Gold Glove in 1975. But Freddie was a terrific clutch hitter. And as a matter of fact, he ended up hitting 407 with two home runs uh, in the postseason for the Red Sox. Number four is Nomar Garciaparra. Nomar won two batting titles with the Red Sox. He hit 372 in one of those seasons, and he was also a terrific clutch hitter in the postseason. Nomar hit 321 with seven home runs for the Red Sox in postseason games. Ask Cleveland. He just tore them up. The number three clutch hitter for the Red Sox is Manny Ramirez. Manny hit 285. He drove in all kinds of runs. Even when he went to the Dodgers, he was just terrific, pitching, hitting in the clutch. Manny could always hit. The number two clutch hitter is a guy I grew up with, and that's Carl Yastrzemski. In the last two games of the 1967 season, Yaz went 7 for 8 against two great pitchers, Jim Cott and Dean Chance. He won the Triple Crown that year, and was just a marvelous clutch hitter in the World Series in 67 and in 75. And in 78 in the playoff game, he hit a home run and had another hit. Lifetime, he was a 369 hitter in the postseason with 4 home runs and 11 RBIs. But let's face it, when we're talking about who was the best clutch hitter in the history of the Red Sox, there's no question about who that was, and that is David Ortiz. He led him to 3 world championships. You could pretty much count on him in the postseason for a big hit, big home run, whatever you needed. David hit 289 lifetime in the postseason with 17 home runs and 64 RBIs. And that's our top five clutch hitters in the last 60 years for the Red Sox. David Ortiz, Carl Yastrzemski, Manny Ramirez, Nomar Garciaparra, and Freddie Lynn. Now, before we get to the best pitcher, top 10 pitchers that you'd want pitching for you in a do or die situation, let me remind you that if you like the show and you want to help us, hit the like and subscribe. It really helps the show grow and it really helps the algorithm. All right, number 10 is a guy that got one start for the Red Sox in the postseason, and that's Garrett Crochet. And I can't think you'd about somebody much better than him. He beat the Yankees in game one of the best of three last year, and he beat the Yankees 5 times last year. Actually, he got four of the wins. There was a no decision in the other one. Probably his best game. He had a 1-0 lead in the ninth, and Aaron Judge hit a home run to tie the game, and the Red Sox won it in the bottom of the 10th. Number 9 among our starting pitchers is Roger Clemens. Should be a Hall of Famer. He was a terrific pitcher. 12-8 lifetime in the postseason. 1-2 for the Sox, but that included a no decision in Game 6 of the 86 World Series against the Mets. Excuse me. And he really should have gotten a win in that game. The number 8 pitcher might surprise you, and that's Daisuke Matsuzaka. Daisuke was 4-1 in the postseason for the Red Sox in 07 and 08, and he was a world champion in 07. The number 7 pitcher is Bruce Hurst. Bruce Hurst was going to be the most valuable player of the 86 World Series had the Red Sox held on in Game 6. He had pitched 2 gems in the first 2 games, first two starts of that series. He was a starting pitcher in Game 7, got a no decision. He just wasn't able to finish the game. The number 6 starter is John Lester. John Lester's got 3 world titles to his credit. So you don't get that without being a great starting pitcher. And he is and was. He was 6-4 lifetime for the Red Sox in the postseason. And really is a guy you could depend on in big games. Once again, won 2 World Series with the Red Sox and won with the Cubs. Number 5 is Jim Lonborg. Now, that might be before some of your time, but Jim Lonborg was money for the Red Sox in the 67 pennant. And on the last day of the regular season, he pitched against Dean Chance, a former Cy Young Award winner. And Lonnie outpitched him and won. Then he pitched the first 2 games of the World Series and gave up a grand total of 4 hits. the lowest amount of hits any pitcher has ever given up in 2 starts in the World Series. He had a one-hitter in the first game, gave up the hit to Julian Javier with 2 outs in the bottom of the eighth, or top of the eighth inning. And then in the second start, he had a 2-hit shutout going with 2 out in the ninth, and Roger Maris hit a home run. So 2 brilliant performances. He started Game 7 for the Red Sox and lost. He was going on 2 days rest, and he just wasn't able to pitch with 2 days rest. The number 4 pitcher for the Red Sox is another guy that won a World Series for him, and that's Josh Beckett. Josh was 5-1 in the postseason for the Red Sox, having won a World Series before that with the Marlins beating the Yankees. You could really depend on him in the big game, and he showed it for the Red Sox, going 5-1. The number 3 pitcher is Luis Tiant, El Tiante. Luis Tiant pitched 3 games for the Red Sox and won all 3. Or he had 3 wins anyway, 3-0. I think he had a no decision in Game 6, the greatest game ever played. And so he was money. He also threw a shutout in Game 162 in the '78 season when the Red Sox went into the day down 1 game to the Yankees. The Red Sox won behind Tiant, and the Yankees lost. And to a guy named Rick Waits of the Cleveland Indians. I remember on the big scoreboard it said, "Thank you, Rick Waits." El Tiante was really money. The number 2 starter for the Red Sox was Pedro Martinez, best pitcher I've ever seen, and he was 6-2 for the Red Sox in postseason games, and also won a World Championship with them. And the best starting pitcher for the Red Sox in a big game, if I had to win 1 game, and it would probably be true against any pitcher that's ever pitched, and that's Curt Schilling. Curt was 11-2 in the postseason. One of the 2 losses was in Game 1 against the Yankees when he was pitching with a severely injured foot. And so I really don't hold that against him. And even more impressive with Curt is that from the 11-2 is this 5 or 6 no decisions where he left with the lead every time. So he was an amazing starting pitcher in big games. So he's the best. So once again, the top 10 for the Red Sox are Curt Schilling, Pedro Martinez, Luis Tiant, Josh Beckett, Jim Lomborg, John Lester, Bruce Hurst, Daisuke Matsuzaka, I like saying that name, Roger Clemens, and Garrett Crochet. That's our list. In our next episode, we're going to go over the all-time Red Sox team. So that should be fun. Once again, you can leave your comments and your outrages when you disagree with everything I've said. So for the Pesky Paul, thank you for watching.